For nearly 3 decades, Hugh Jackman was the symbol of Hollywood loyalty.
Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster are making their red carpet debut as a couple.
The man who had it all: fame, family, and a love story everyone admired. But this week, everything changed. When Jackman stepped onto the red carpet with actress Sutton Foster, the world wasn't just seeing a new couple, they were seeing the aftermath of one of Hollywood's most whispered about rumors finally coming to life. How did one of the industry's most respected stars go from a 27-year marriage to a headline-making romance with his former Broadway co-star? Because what looked like a simple red carpet moment might actually be the final chapter of a story that started years ago behind the stage lights. Before Sutton Foster and Hugh Jackman turned heads on the red carpet, their story began under bright stage lights on Broadway. Both were powerhouse performers in their own right. Jackman, the unstoppable showman known for blending action and charm, and Sutton, the 2-time Tony winner with a voice that could fill any theater. Their worlds collided in 2022 during the Broadway revival of The Music Man. On stage, their chemistry was undeniable, playful, effortless, and magnetic enough that fans noticed something deeper. Interviews from that time showed how much admiration they had for each other. Sutton once called performing with Jackman pure joy, while Hugh described her as a dream partner. But what no one knew then was that this professional connection would eventually become something far more personal. Because once the curtain closed, their story didn't end. It was just moving to a much bigger stage. Before rumors ever started, both Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster lived what seemed like perfectly stable, separate lives. Jackman was Hollywood's golden husband, married to Deborra Furness for 27 years. Together, they raised 2 children, Oscar and Ava, and built a reputation as one of the industry's most grounded couples. Fans saw them as proof that long-term love could survive in Hollywood. On the other hand, Sutton had her own picture-perfect life. Married to screenwriter Ted Griffin, best known for Ocean's 11, she was balancing her Broadway career with motherhood, raising their adopted daughter, Emily. Both seemed content, 2 professionals thriving in their worlds. But behind the smiles and success, change was coming. Because sometimes even the most solid foundations start to crack when 2 people find an unexpected connection. And that's exactly when the whispers began. By late 2024, the whispers had turned into full-blown speculation. Fans and Broadway insiders began to notice how often Hugh and Sutton were seen together, rehearsing after hours, attending events side by side, and exchanging glances that didn't feel like simple friendship. Then in November, Us Weekly dropped a bombshell. A source claimed that Hugh and Sutton's connection wasn't just professional, it was personal. Rumors suggested their growing closeness was the real reason behind Jackman's split with Deborra Furness. Everyone on Broadway knew it. We just kept it quiet because they're both such good people, the insider claimed. Of course, none of this was confirmed, but as more photos surfaced, from private rehearsals to quiet dinners, the narrative began to write itself. Fans didn't need official statements. The chemistry they saw on stage now seemed to be spilling into real life. And when both stars suddenly went through divorces within months of each other, the timing was too close for people not to talk. But soon, what had only been whispered behind the curtains was about to be confirmed in front of flashing cameras. It finally happened, the moment everyone had been waiting for. On October 20th, 2025, Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster stepped onto the red carpet together at the Fetch Pet Gala in New York City. No more hiding, no more rumors, just the 2 of them, smiling side by side for the cameras. Jackman, 56, looked sharp in a black suit and tie, while Sutton stunned in an elegant black dress paired with silver earrings and a matching clutch. They didn't need to say a word. Their appearance said it all. For fans, this wasn't just a red carpet debut, it was confirmation. After months of speculation, this was the first time they publicly appeared as a couple. And the timing couldn't have been more symbolic. Both had closed painful chapters in their lives, and now they were starting a new one together, in front of the world. Even co-star Kate Hudson joined them for photos, but all eyes were on Hugh and Sutton. The once secret relationship was now fully in the spotlight, and it was clear they were ready to own it. But as the cameras flashed and headlines exploded, one question lingered. How did this private, behind-the-scenes romance become one of Hollywood's most talked about love stories? Behind the smiles and camera flashes, there's a deeper story, one built on heartbreak, timing, and second chances. For Hugh Jackman, this moment came after the end of a 27-year marriage. Walking away from something that defined most of his adult life wasn't easy. Friends close to him have said he went through months of reflection before finding peace and connection again. For Sutton, the story isn't that different. She filed for divorce from her husband of 10 years right as rumors of her closeness with Jackman began to spread. Balancing her career, motherhood, and the pressure of public attention hasn't been simple. Now they both stand in a fragile space, caught between rebuilding their personal lives and managing the weight of public curiosity. Every move they make, every appearance they share gets dissected online. And yet, through all the noise, one thing feels clear. This isn't some short-lived publicity spark. They've been through enough to know what they're risking and what they're choosing. But, as the saying goes in Hollywood, love might be beautiful, but it's never simple. So where do Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster go from here? According to insiders, they're quietly building a life together, though not under one roof. Both still live separately because of their kids, but sources say they're fully committed and in love. They attend each other's events, spend weekends together, and prefer to keep things low-key away from the spotlight. For fans, their relationship represents something rare in Hollywood. Two people finding each other later in life after success, heartbreak, and public scrutiny. It's not the typical young celebrity whirlwind. It's something quieter, steadier, and maybe even more real. But with that comes pressure. Every appearance, every comment, and every photo becomes a headline. People want to know if they'll move in together, get married, or fade into another Hollywood what-if. Still, both Hugh and Sutton seem unfazed. They've already faced the toughest part, rebuilding after loss. Now, they're simply choosing happiness regardless of what the world says. Because in a town built on make-believe, this might just be one of the few love stories that feels genuine. From Broadway stages to flashing cameras, Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster's journey has been anything but ordinary. What started as two performers sharing the spotlight slowly evolved into one of Hollywood's most unexpected romances. They've both endured heartbreak, faced rumors, and rebuilt their lives in front of millions. Yet somehow they've found their way to each other. Whether their story becomes a lasting love or just a fleeting chapter, it's already proven one thing. Even in the chaos of fame, connection can still feel real. And maybe that's why fans can't look away, because deep down, everyone loves a comeback story. So the question now isn't how it started, but where it's headed next.